organization have, you know, members that sometimes couldn't make it to the meeting and they would like to get a recording and watch it. So again, welcome. It's Friday. How was your week? Was it good? Was it a very productive week?
Yeah, actually, mine was
okay.
never
Well,
enough
we'll
time.
make this very interactive for us. I know it's a small group, but you know, we always get a lot out of this. And Fire Up Connect is an amazing format where we try to accomplish 6 goals. And the first goal that we wanted to accomplish, especially if you're first time here, is really try to understand the fundamentals of your services and products. Second goal is we want to have a good introduction. We don't want to do any kind of solicitation. And that's something that we respect in this meeting. Third one is we want to build a business relationship. You know, in 1 hour of time, you're going to see that we're going to, you know, spark that understanding of building that relationship. And the next thing is we wanted to establish our expertise within our industry. And, you know, definitely because, you know, we need to know if good thing to refer, you know, and it's good to learn that from you. And then the fifth one is understanding of how you communicate, how you work with your business, how you do your operation, you know, with your business. So it's something that we need to learn. And lastly, we want to figure out how we can collaborate by doing a project together. So this is always what we wanted to aim for. But first of all, I wanted to just ask Jessica. Jessica, where are you from? What city are you from?
I live in Evansville, Indiana.
Indiana. And Paul here is from New Mexico, right, Paul? Okay. Rio Rancho?
Right, I'm promoting Rio Rancho, but I'm originally from San Francisco and
okay.
moved
and then
over
we
here.
Have Ralph. Ralph is from what city, Ralph?
From Ridgecrest, California.
Okay, there you go. And we've got Jessica coming in. Hopefully she'll be able to open her video. Jessica, welcome. All right. Well, hopefully she'll get in there. But anyway, so those are your 6 goals. And the first part of our meeting is to do a Q&A, which is what we're trying to do, is not to have any kind of solicitation, have a good introduction, understanding the fundamentals of your services. So I'm going to go ahead and start a question, and I'll ask Ashley Paul. Paul, it was great to have you as a member of Fire Up Connect. And what are some of your excitement and, you know, passion for being a part of Fire Up Connect?
So the question is directed to me, right?
Yes.
Well, actually, you know, we were introduced, I think it was last week or the week before that. And I just feel that there is a need for business people to network. And seeing that I come from the Northern California, San Francisco area, and now in Rio Rancho, and it seems like you and I have some things in common, and I'm promoting, you know, some big things here in Rio Rancho. I just feel that so far it fits nicely. And I do really want to get to know more about how we could collaborate with all of us together somehow.
Oh, I'm excited about that. Okay, Paul, your turn. Who would you like to ask a question?
You know, let me ask Jessica Thomas a question. So Jessica, what are you involved in? What is your line of work in business?
I own a consulting business that specializes in serving businesses that serve vulnerable populations, at-risk groups. So we do compliance, grant management services, we do process improvement, and then we do program development. So we have I have a specialty in behavioral health, social determinants of health, equity and diversity. So we kind of specialize in that, offer some trainings there. I am a very new business. I took my company live back on August 30th. So that's kind of where I was really interested in this, because I'm open to learning from business, you know, people that have been in the game a lot longer than I have. So, but that's the gist of it. We work with businesses to help with process improvement, manage their grant metrics, develop programs and whatnot. Did that answer your question?
Yes, I think your timing could not be better. Impeccable. I think this is great to have something like this.
All right, Jessica. Now, Jessica, it's your turn to ask a question to anyone like Ralph or Jessica and myself. And they have around a minute to answer your questions. There you go. Hi, Jessica. How are you?
Hey everyone, thank you for your patience. I was rolling in from something else with the door, but happy to be here. Okay, so who do we have left to ask?
No,
A
Jessica is
question?
asking a question right now. Jessica Thomas.
Well, I'm going to ask Jessica Powers where she's
Oh.
actually located
There you go.
because she wasn't here when we asked that. So that's my question.
I didn't see that your name was also Jessica, so I was like, I think she's talking to me. I'm so sorry. That's so funny. Okay, so what is your question for me?
Where are you located at?
I'm currently in upstate New York area. I went to school here, grew up here, but I had also been in San Diego for a while. So I feel like my purpose has more than one zip code, or at least that's how I like to say it. And with what I do with my Joyful Development Group, it's virtual and not necessarily dependent on a zip code. So gives me flexibility, which I'm excited about. I'm very blessed, actually, very blessed to have that be possible. Okay, so short and sweet question for answer, and then who is left?
Ralph and I think you'll have to go to Ralph because I'm always
Okay, hey Ralph, I'm coming your way. My question for you is, what has been the most frequently asked question or need you see when working with resume stuff? What's like the number one thing you look for or come up with when you're meeting with someone?
First, if they have an interest, a job posting, so I can cater the resume to it. I'm a little different as a resume writer. I don't write general resumes. I cater it to the specific job they want. Gives them more of a fighting chance to get that job they want. Reason why is because general resumes, if it looks too general, they just throw it out the window. I've talked to resume readers, employers, and if it's too general, they just toss it. So that's my question to them. Do you have a resume, and do you have a job posting of the job you're interested in?
That I actually really appreciate that, because it makes me think, especially if someone has more than one thing that they're doing, it's almost like you need a separate resume for each thing that you do. So it's it also shows your experience. It's like a resume is not the word, but it's almost like your testimonials, right? Like you can showcase other things. So I like that. I like your approach to it.
awesome. Now, Ralph, it's your turn to ask me a question.
So Marie, out there, Marie, how's business been going for you, and how many more connections have you made?
Every day I get an amazing group of people that I connect with. I really, really enjoy what I do. Like we just completed the launch for the magazine, and I'm actually putting out a lot of photos and videos on social media for the Finest Women in Real Estate magazine. Part of it is really seeing the creativity of myself in putting this marketing program for everybody. Like I was just talking to someone, I was in a group yesterday, and I ended up getting, actually it was yesterday or 2 days ago, and I started getting calls the next morning. I didn't even ask them to call me, but they were calling me, and they wanted to be a part of everything that I do. So by the way, Real Men of Real Estate is we're gonna have more people, Paul. I have few more people coming in for Real Men of Real Estate. It's a radio talk show, Jessica, if you just want to let you know. And so we have a radio talk show on KCAA network, and I have Real Men of Real Estate started every Sunday at 1 p.m. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 4 guys that wants to be a part of it too. So now I'm gonna have to start a Saturday 1 p.m. So it's a blessing. I am excited about everything. I'm blessed by your presence here, by the way. You know, every time that we meet and every time that you come forward to our meeting, I am very thankful because you always bless me with your information, with your, with your support to the Fire Up Connect, and also to having the faith in what I'm doing for everybody. And I'm thankful for that. Anyway, okay, well, thank you so much for that. That was our Q&A, Jessica. Just, normally we have a lot more people here, but this is really good because we get more time for each other and we get to know more. So the next part of our meeting is what I would like to do is to talk about the strengths that we have, okay? Because part of what I would like to see happen is really identifying what are you really strong at and what are some of the weaknesses that you wanted to really improve. So I'm going to go ahead and ask Paul to start with this. So if he can, give us a minute of what you think is your, strength or you're most good at, and then what are some of the weaknesses that you feel like you really can, utilize it for your business in a very good way, because sometimes weakness is actually a good thing. And people don't know that, but that's sometimes it's very advantageous to have those two. So I'll go ahead and start with Paul.
Well, thank you again, Maria. I think I'm trying to be as modest as I can. I think one of my strong points is I'm a person that looks at a big picture. I'm a visionary, so to speak. And so for right now, like just trying to build a city, being part of building a city, I just got off the phone with the union reps, and my experience both in the construction and real estate arena, I know how those two work together. So in order to make something of this scale work, you have to bring in these different components. So I think I'm the type of person that brings in those people. Hence, I'm the impact investor manager that gets people together. I have no qualms talking to the higher ups. I'm always one that I want to talk with, the one that has the power of making decisions. I think one of my weak points, though, is since I'm the big picture guy, to really slow down and be detailed on this step. I know that this step comes before this one, but I'm the big picture guy. So that's where I need help with either an assistant, my assistant, like my accountant just left. I have a good CPA, I have a good attorney. And so, but yeah, I just like to get in the thick of what I do.
Awesome. All right. Okay, looks like Jessica Powers is already a perfect referral for you. I love that. Jessica's on it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ask Jessica next.
Which one?
Whatever you wanted to share.
Okay, I just want to make sure because we have 2 Jessicas.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Powers.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
It's gonna be like this probably the whole meeting because I'm usually the only Jessica, so it's wonderful. I'm so clearly we need to connect offline after this, Jessica. My strength is actually it's similar to what Paul was sharing. I call myself the follow-up queen because that's just my strength with reminders and client care and all different kinds of business background that I have. That's been like the common thread with it. However, I don't always follow through with documentation and implementing the things that I'm like following up on. So I do take a lot of notes, but it's not always organized, which is where I just start to partner with people that are great at those things, and then we all can win. So that's where my referral is going to be coming from, is someone who has that strength, and then I can just stay over here with what I'm doing. And I think this is a great setup. This is a great question and setup because we can learn how to get to know each other more, and then how to also be supportive with collaborating at the end. So
Awesome.
so yeah, that's me. Follow up is my strength. Implementing and documenting all the things I'm following up about isn't always my strength.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let's move on to Ralph.
I guess my strength would be caring about my clients, making sure they're okay, following up with them. Because I know how it is when you get rejected from job to job to job. So I want to make sure they're okay. If their resume still needs work, after they pay, if it just needs a touch up, I won't even charge them. Other than that, I think that's my weakness too. Just caring too much, so.
Where you're coming from with that. Okay, I get it. Jessica, your turn.
I would say my strength is engagement and building rapport. I worked with the severely mentally ill for about a decade. And when you work with that population of individuals, you really learn how to be okay in the quiet, meet people where they are. You learn how to really value the importance of basic needs that people have. And I am really good building rapport with people that typically don't really like people. So I would say that's my strength. I'm really good with people, from frontline staff to CEOs. I'm good with people. I would say I agree with Ralph. I'm a brand new business owner, so I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure it all out. And I find myself becoming very passionate about what my clients, whether it's they're not for profit or they're developing a new program. And for me, I'm dealing with a lot of individuals that sometimes have really great ideas that can really impact the populations that I'm so passionate about, but they don't have that funding source. So I'm finding myself getting in a little bit of trouble with my husband, who's kind of like my business, sounding board. He's like, you just keep offering to give it away, babe. You're like, we can't give it away. And so I'm working on that. I'm working on valuing my expertise and what I'm good at. And it's going to take me a while to like feel okay with like taking money for something that I feel like is kind of just being a good person. So I would say that's my weakness as well, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, I think, from what I heard from all of you, my strength is actually I can see talent and I know how to promote it. And I know how to put value for other people to really, see you with that value. I am good in motivating people. I am good in coordinating big projects. I am good in selling in a way where it's not really selling. It's really just getting their buy-in and more on the influential side of it. That's why I get a lot of connections and I'm able to put a lot of projects and I'm able to connect people from one project to another. It's just my strength of communication. A lot of, I find myself for being, that strong in those areas that I find some other people get intimidated by it. And I don't want to have that kind of, so I try to adjust my personality in a way that, I can work with someone where they don't feel intimidated. So I try to work with that. And with the, because I'm more of a driver, but I try to accommodate different personalities. And as you know, there are people there, they're very analytical. Some are very people, they're sentimental. They have really great intuition with people's feelings. Okay. And there are people that are just very extrovert, and people that are more like a driver. And so I try to accommodate all those personalities. And that's why I'm able to connect with a lot more people. One of the things that I really worked hard on was to work with the analytical people because they like detailed information. And when it gets to that, because I'm more like Paul, Paul is more looking at the overview, the overall picture of a project. And when you deal with analytical, you really have to be ready with detailed information, because they're gonna like, make sure that they interrogate you with all of that information. So that's one thing that I am good at. But from what I heard from all of you, everything that you have is actually amazing, and it's a matter of how you use that to really promote your business. I see that, for you, Jessica, because you have the ability to work with people that have, certain issues. You can get through people in so many ways where, if they're having trouble, accomplishing something, you'll be able to help them. And I can see that happening. And with Ralph, he has such great talent on writing and helping people. Again, it's a matter of someone really kind of, being on his side to make sure that people are not taking advantage of him because he's so good at caring. And so that's what I do. I'm almost like the person that can, stop that and say, no, this is what you have to do for them. And so I'm really good at doing that. Jessica is one of those people that are just also very caring. And she is very in tune to people's emotion. So that's why it takes time for her to explain her feelings, because that's who she is. So, and when I promote her, I know I go right straight to her strength and tell people that this is what she's good at. And so, it's easier for someone like me to say, what her strengths are, so people, can gravitate right away with her because of that. Now, Paul and I are working on a big project. We're going to be, I've already have so many things in place. And if you guys are understanding the value of the connection you have here right now, just among us, you'll be shocked on how much business you can get from just being connected to us. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes on a business networking group, it's not only about the volume or the quantity, it's also the quality of the people that have the certain connection and have the certain connection to what you're saying and what you're doing. Because you can have so many people, but if they don't connect with you, in a level that you wanted to, it's not going to work. So you're wasting your 1 hour time. And here we are very intentional about our 1 hour time. And we want to make sure that we understand each other and you understand what you're getting out of the other, person that you're dealing with. So, okay. So with this, I just wanted to give you like 30 seconds to just put on chat what you think of this exercise. All right. Well, I am thankful for all your feedback. So we're going to move on to the next part of our meeting, which is what we call business share. This is where you have an opportunity to share your success story. And keep in mind, the success story is to really understand that you use that to show what are some of your accomplishments and what are your, what have you done in regards to your business. So keep that in mind. The second thing that you can share is a challenge that you're dealing with. It doesn't have to be a challenge specific to yourself. It could be specific to a problem or to a project that you're working on. And then the last thing you can either share is a specific goal. You can tell us, I want to make $1 million, but you got to give me a specific time frame and how you're going to accomplish that, because You know, if you say something like that, people will not believe you. So, and you know how we are, we're a little bit, you know, I don't think so. It's just like that. So I'll go ahead and who would like to start this process? All right, if nobody's volunteer, I will assign Paul.
Okay, let me see if I have the order right. So what have I accomplished? That's a great question. I have over 30 years experience as a general and electrical contractor. My dad was a builder in San Francisco, real estate investor. So was his brother, my uncle, and he did very well. My aunt was a real estate broker. So like I said, I grew up in this industry as a baby boy. I graduated from my apprenticeship program early. It's usually a 4-year program. I graduated 3.5 years. And typically an apprentice goes through quite a few companies. I was very fortunate that I only went through one, and then my last remaining 6 months, I went through my last one. But I learned so much in working with that company, not so much, not to say that, well, my dad, I learned so much the business end of things with him and my uncle, and to apply a trade to a real estate component was fascinating to me. Then I didn't stop there. I had a private apprenticeship as an electrician in San Francisco. And not sure if you know, but San Francisco is a very powerful union city. And then after that, I went to San Francisco City College, started working on a business degree there in architecture. Oh, I forgot to mention the architecture. But I knew from a young age that I wanted to be a businessman. And I had some very good examples. My mom worked for the Transamerica building, or the company Transamerica, and she was a modest key punch operator. Why I mentioned my mom, if anything, my mom was an excellent planner. So that's what's helped me to look at my life. In San Francisco, I've done a lot of what they call Rule 20s, where you put in underground electrical wires for blocks of neighborhoods. And then at the same time, I had my general contracting business where we used to do additions. And then, you know, I got licensed. And so I've always been a person that I've invested like my dad did. I'd invest in lots, either in Lake Tahoe, Lake County, houses in the Bay Area. And so these are just some of them. Here that I moved to Rio Rancho, I've recently become a commercial broker. And now all my experience as a young man and young person, I am applying to helping be a major component in building a city. And I say that with all modesty, but it is the truth. Rio Rancho is only 40 years old, and everybody here, the mayor from Rio Rancho, the mayor from Albuquerque, they know that that's what I'm doing. I'm a proponent for Rio Rancho because not only this, but I do invest too in other companies. And I see that modern technology is right at our door. And so I want Rio Rancho to be the next internet of modern things. And there's so much potential that this city could offer. But anyway, that's it in a nutshell.
Amazing, beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on to Jessica.
Jessica Thomas or Jessica Powers.
Sorry. I was trying to get the members first.
Oh, okay. All right. I figured, but it's funny. Okay. So, I really appreciated that, Paul. I relate. I grew up with, my mom was a sign maker, artist, but a sign maker to like pay the bills and everything. And there is a certain mindset of being adaptable, being creative with overcoming things and finding resources and stuff. And so I credit that similarity of strength when it comes to having such a rich foundation to build off of. I think finding that strength, especially now with things that just seem to change so much. It's really important to have a mindset for not generically just like winning, but a mindset that takes ownership and responsibility. So that would be like a win for me this week. Is there are some things that in other times of my life I would have let it just stop me and discourage me from continuing to just press into what I've been doing. But this week, with a circumstance, I was able to just kind of look at it for what it was and choose to recommit anyways when it wasn't easy. And I think it's going to be setting me up the rest of the quarter and into 2022 with a much stronger foundation. So that's my win this week, is some mindset stuff that I've been working on.
Love that. Awesome. Woo. Ralph, you're next.
Sorry, I missed the unmute button. Accomplishments right now is getting more customers, and those customers are giving them referrals to me to do their resumes. With some of that money, I was able to buy some supplies for the 2 basketball teams I coach at the middle school here. So that, that really helped on the financial part. Success stories are just getting noticed even more in Facebook groups when people ask for resume writers. And I just wrote a recommendation letter for one of these military members I mentor. They're recommending him to go to become a commissioned officer. So he's an enlisted person and they want him to become a commissioned officer. He asked me to do his recommendation letter, which I just did last night. And the challenges I'm going through is, well, with the two teams I'm coaching and the resume thing and a full-time job, it's just time management. And then also the needing to charge additional for the revisions, because a lot of people take advantage of that two free revisions within 90 days, like within a week. So I need to rethink that part of the business side.
Awesome.
So that's pretty much it.
All right. Thank you, Ralph. Okay, Jess. She said I can call her Jess.
I actually, in my kindergarten class, had 6 Jessicas. So I have been going by Jess for a long time because there was always so many of us in the town I grew up in. So my success would be that I have a client. So that's something. And it was actually a client that when I decided that I wanted to start Omani Hope, I made a list of people that I would love to work with. And I just tucked it in a book and didn't really think about it. And then I got my first client and someone reminded me that I should look at my list. And I did, and it was the first one on my list. So that was very awesome. I think that my challenge, Jessica said that she's really good with the follow-up and she's the follow-up queen. I usually am that person. What I'm realizing is I don't like to bother people. And so the follow-up is hard for me right now. That's what I'm finding challenging is I go through meeting after meeting after meeting, and then it takes me a while to get to the stakeholder. And then, I kind of lose my ambition with that follow-up piece. That's probably been the most challenging piece of it. Is that the whole question or?
Yes, that's good. Yes, there's no right and wrong. It's really what you will work for you and how you can make it better for your business. Okay, so I'm the last one. I would say, in terms of accomplishments, I feel that I have really made a big difference by establishing Fire Up Connect, because I think this is a format that was missing out there. I've been a member of BNI, I've been in BNI, I've been in LATIP, I've been in Team Referral Network, I've been a president for several organizations, and I always find something that's missing. And the way I put together the Fire Up Connect was something I'm very proud of, and that I know that people will definitely remember how it can make a difference in their business and even in their personal life. I truly care about business relationships, because that's where it brought me to a lot of these projects. The people that I have established good business relationship, they gave me a lot of blessings, and I am very thankful for that. So, so what I would like to take next is that after hearing information from each one of you, can you please let me know what you think of what you heard from that person? So I'm going to ask you, Paul, tell me what you think about the three people that were here. What was your impression of what, based on what they have shared with you?
Before I answer that, I just thought that I might have missed to share my challenge, but
Oh.
that's
No, go ahead, go for it.
okay. So
Very
the challenge is this: being an impact investor manager, I am the type of person that I'm the person that promotes these big projects. And so to get local investors on board is like herding cats, pulling teeth. So, and I think Jessica Thomas, I wanted to share this with you. Once you have a little money that you can invest in yourself, you're going to find that you're going to be a little bit more, you're going to have a propensity there to say, okay, no, this is what I need to do. There's something about when you have money, it's not to say that it's the end all, but definitely it has a lot to do with how you're going to make a decision and not feel desperate. But anyway, so.
I love that. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
taking the time to do that.
Yeah. And so with that said, with the trying to get money, we're talking big money projects here that, you know, multi-million. And I think by the end of the day, when we're finished over here, billions of dollars. But I've had to put in my own money. And so the challenge is, I've been doing this now for the last 3 years, and every day, you know, you put in money. I feel fortunate that I could do that, but then there's a time where you have to make that money back, right? So this is my challenge, not to be pushy, but to keep it going, to be consistent, constant out there. And so I feel like being here with Maria, this is going to be something good.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
So now, as far as Ralph, I think that is a precious quality that you have, that you care about people. And so that stuck out in my mind. And then that you care so much that you are putting money towards, your youth. And that's where I come in connection with you, because this whole endeavor of mine is to keep the young minds from leaving this state. As soon as they graduate from university, they leave, but we want them here. And as far as Jessica Powers, when you did mention that your strength is follow-up, I can't underemphasize that. Follow-up is crucial in any business. So God has blessed you with a great quality, so keep that preserved. And I love that lion in the back, because lions happen to be one of my favorite wild animals, the lion. Anyway, that's.
What about Jessica Thomas?
Yeah, no, I think I did mention something about Jessica where I do appreciate that she shared the fact that her husband said, honey, no, we have to. And I think it's because, and I might be wrong, but sometimes you want to give more to the client so that they can see your worth. That's the way I'm catching it. Been there, done that. But like, once again, like what I said, I think the fortunate thing that you have is that you have a husband that cares so much about you that he doesn't want, for people to take advantage of you. And that's so good, because in this world, people will take advantage of you. So anyway, that's.
Okay, well, that was awesome. Thank you, Paul. Okay, I'm going to move on to Ralph. Ralph, what do you think about Jessica and Paul?
Which Jessica? Jessica Thomas? Or?
You're going to have to talk about all of them.
Oh, Jessica's and Paul? With Jessica, yeah.
Who's Jessica are we talking about?
Jessica Thomas. Sorry. With her dealing with youth kids, you know, I know some of them don't have the greatest parenting or background, and there's times I try to catch myself as a coach because I really want these kids to take responsibilities on themselves and not use their situation as a crutch. You know, I want to make sure that they can shine their light. They can get A's and B's if they just put in the work, no matter what situation they're coming from. So that, yeah, I can relate to. Hopefully, you can give me some tips later on, because I have a military background, and sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to hear excuses. I'm showing you what to do. You just, you know, and listen. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Okay.
Because with Paul, I like that he mentioned about keeping the kids in state. That's very relatable because coming from Hawaii with all those, you know, football kids, all those Polynesian kids, they keep leaving the state. And that's why our Hawaii program's not that great for the football program right now. But I like that idea of keeping the kids in the state. And that the property thing, I guess I could ask you the questions about, because our gym has sucked since 2013 and there was no improvement at all, even after they gave funding to the city. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's the school administration not reaching out to make it a better place for them to play basketball or what. So hopefully I can connect you there. And Jessica Powers, yeah, I totally agree with you with the follow-up stuff. It makes a big difference with the clients when you just follow up, and that's what helps me get the referrals I get. So, and you know, I think that's awesome.
All right. Now, Jessica Powers, your turn.
I love it. This is so great. Wow, this is such a valuable conversation, and what a great way to go into the weekend with all this value to reflect on. I also appreciate the transparency. Like the whole meeting, it's felt like we could be very transparent and really sort of mastermind together on some efforts to collaborate. And that's exactly the intention with our community. And sometimes I laugh because I'm like, I didn't get paid to say this, or you know, but it's from being a member of Fire Up Connect, it is the goal. It is the goal to be able to see what you can create in a short amount of time. And if we're all going to be here on the call, we might as well find a way to make it more enriching with the people in the room and the relationships you can build. And so I first wanted to mention Paul. I think your perspective when it comes to the investor mindset, you're trained to see value everywhere. So I loved that you gave affirmations everywhere of just really valuing who's in the room, regardless if we just started or Marie, like we have the whole spectrum of just starting a business all the way up to Marie, where she's been in the game and doing different ventures for a while. So it's such a gift that you also are here, finding ways to encourage us in different aspects of our journey. And what I really wanted to say about the follow-up is that's actually a weakness of mine too, in the sense that I sometimes think I'm bothering people too, when really it sometimes takes like 12 attempts to like just basic sales number stuff. And I think what I wanted to contribute is just when you know your worth and your strength and what the service that you're providing someone is going to actually genuinely help them, it can diffuse all of that anxiety and comparing yourself and different things. It just kind of makes it easier to just like kind of level up, and it causes everyone around you to level up with you. And a quote I will leave with, and then I'll get off mic, is
Well, you still have to talk about Ralph and Jessica.
yes, I'll come back to that.
Okay.
Quote, yes, I will. Yes, I will. A quote I was thinking of also was, our brains don't know the difference between being grateful and successful. And when you stay in that mode of just being grateful for every different thing, you can't help but feel successful, and it just changes how you can show up to calls and stuff like this. So first of all, I wanted to thank Jessica and Ralph for being here, showing up on a Friday. Jessica, I love that you know some of your strengths with rapport, and that you've been able to work with a demographic that most people wouldn't have the patience for, and how you're able to pull things from that experience to now apply it to what you're doing now. And I think that's invaluable, because not everyone can do that, to work with different demographics that they just don't fit in boxes. And so I think it's actually going to be it's going to actually lead you to be very successful, because you also see value in other people around you. So hope you're encouraged today with where you're at in your journey. You're not an interruption to people. In fact, you're made to be a disruptor for certain things. So with Ralph, I love your give back mentality for local sports stuff, like with your kids and what you're doing locally, and all your experiences too with the military. I love that you have an opportunity to set a standard for people around you too. Like, hey, no excuses. Like, if you're wanting, especially with the resume service that you're providing, it's like, hey, if you genuinely want to improve your life, there's things you just got to do. You got to work out. You got to all that stuff. So resume building is, I just see it being sort of like you're like a personal trainer, but for like resumes and like their LinkedIn profile. I know that's a weird picture, but that's the picture that I have. Is like you're just like this,
Yeah.
like, and it makes it like, it just kind of sets it up where it's like, yo, like, do you want that job or not? Do you want to fit in those pants or not? Like, I don't know. Like, and then I also like that you can find the hidden gems in that too, where they might not even be thinking about things that could actually be credibility for them, but you're able to pull it out and be like, yo, you should do this or that. So I definitely want to, I know we've talked a little bit offline, but maybe there's some intentionality now of different networks and communities that I'm in. And then Marie, I didn't forget about you.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm just asking this for you guys.
Okay. Well, thank you, Marie, for hosting the meeting today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Jess, your turn.
So I think with everybody, I'm really appreciative of the honesty and the encouragement. I think that, Paul, you hit it on the head. Once I have some success, I won't feel like I'm trying to prove myself all the time. And I do think that I'll probably forever have little projects that maybe just don't generate a paycheck that I'm really passionate about. But yeah, I appreciate that. With Paul, it's really, for me to kind of hear your story of like where you started and how your grit and your hard work kind of got you to where you are. It's very inspiring to me. Ralph, first of all, I'm married to a coach. I mentor kids. I spend my entire spring and half the summer editing college essays for scholarships. So I kind of feel like we're like kindred spirits over here. So I definitely think you're going to be really great with your business as you grow it, because I think you have the right, like a big heart. You have the right idea. And it's interesting to me. I'm not surprised that you coach the youth and have dedicated, because that's kind of like what you're doing. You're helping people build themselves up to get to where they want to. And that's what coaching is all about. Jessica, I just like your energy. You're very calming, which is like, even your presence is calming to me. But I was trying to read your little bio of what you do, because I'm very interested, because I don't know that I really caught exactly what it is that you do. But you just have really open energy. Like, you made me feel very welcome. And then Marie, the same. I'm just kind of like, oh my goodness, yes, I love being around people that have just this plethora of experience and insight on stuff that I don't know anything about, because I'm just a rookie over here trying to figure it out. And I definitely appreciate that you notice how hard it is to work with the population as long as I have worked with that population, and the skill set that it allows me to have, because a lot of times people don't understand that. Like, I can build a relationship with anyone if I am given the opportunity and the right environment to do it. And sometimes people don't really understand that because they don't really understand what it means to spend a decade working with the severely mentally ill. So I appreciate that this room was responsive to that and kind of saw the value in that. So this has been awesome. That's what I have to say. This has been great.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. It looks like we had a late attendee, John Motner. John, can you please introduce yourself to the group and let us know what you do?
Okay, that's better. Sorry about that. Can you hear me okay? Sorry.
Yeah, so John, go ahead and introduce yourself, but I just want to let you know, we started at 11 o'clock.
I know.
Yes. So go ahead and go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah. So I'm a #1 best-selling author, international business coach, and serial entrepreneur. For the last 20 years, I help entrepreneurs. As a fellow entrepreneur, I built one of the 500 fastest growing companies in America. So for the last 20 years, I've been helping entrepreneurs build very profitable, high growth businesses. And we have 18 regional offices, running them into millionaires and helping them build $100 million companies from the ground up. So hope that helps.
Okay, next meeting, it will be on Tuesday at 3 o'clock of our meeting, but I'm gonna go ahead and kind of address, give my final thoughts about, our meeting. So I heard that from Jessica, both Jessica, you have trouble doing follow-up on people because you feel like you're disturbing them. Here's one thing I can tell you. You have a gift to give. And if you haven't given that gift, you can't stop calling them and talking to them and reaching out to them, because you need to be able to give that gift. So you're not disturbing them, you're actually giving them an amazing gift, okay? So just keep that in mind, because I follow up on people. I would reach out to 300 people in one night, and they have to understand my position in this industry is I have a gift to give. So they just need to accept that. That's the key there. So you will not feel like you're disturbing them. You're not disturbing them. You're actually blessing them. Okay. All right. I wanted to just get some final feedback.
Can I add one thing to that? Is that okay?
Go ahead, John.
No problem. So in sales, it's all about the FU. Okay, which is follow up. I don't know what other FU you were talking about.
Correctly.
but often it takes, here's interesting numbers. It takes 5 to 10 attempts to reach someone, and most people give up after 3. So if you're tenacious, and which means 90% of the people are not following up enough, and which means 10% of the people are getting all the business. Okay, so, and often when I follow up with somebody, last thing I want to say is that they often apologize and say, "I'm so sorry. Thanks for reaching out to me. I really wanted to talk to you. I was, so they're apologetic, which is a great way to start the conversation." So yeah, it's tenacity.
That's true. Thank you so much for that insight, John. At least, you were able to bless us with a little bit of your knowledge. But next time, try to be on time, because, you miss a lot of information from all of these people that you can have built and made that strong connections with them, because these are amazing people. But you will still have another opportunity when you join us on Tuesday, okay? Or again on Friday again of next week. Last feedback, Jessica, what did you think about our meeting so far, for your experience for the entire thing?
I'm assuming you mean Thomas,
Yes,
right?
Thomas, yes.
I loved it. I didn't really know what to expect, to be honest with you. And I'm not a very nervous, anxious person, but I was a little nervous this morning. Like, I text my best friend, like, I don't know why I'm nervous. I don't usually do this. And she was like, "Oh, you'll be fine." But no, it was a lot more laid back than I had anticipated. I didn't think I would talk as much, so it was nice to be involved. I thought it would be a lot of just listening and learning, and I was totally down with that, but this has been nice. I like the setup. I like the Q&A at the beginning, and it kind of gives you get to know everybody. And no, it was awesome. I loved it. So.
Oh, I'm glad. Thank you so much for your feedback. Okay, I'm going to go to our members. Paul, what was your thoughts about this meeting?
I don't have to go to my psychiatrist. No, no, I really enjoyed it. I think this is, you're still building business connections, but yet at the same time, it is a bit of some therapy, you know? I mean, which one of us doesn't want to at least unplug for a little bit during the day and at least just talk and hear people out and not be so pressed on doing things or finding a deadline to meet. And even though, John, you came in late, I thought that was valuable, the information you added. And you have great sense of humor from what I'm seeing. And so we need to laugh a little bit more. So thank you. It's been a great
You're
experience.
welcome. Absolutely. Nice
All
meeting you.
right.
Thank you.
And
Marie.
Ralph.
I enjoy every of these meetings. I get to meet new people like Jessica Thomas and Paul. You know, it's everybody has their fair share of what they want to put out there, whether it's venting or just, you know, humble bragging about what's going on in their business. So everybody needs that self promotion sometimes, just to build that more of their confidence in their business. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Awesome. Jessica.
I appreciated the opportunity to be consistent with where I'm showing up, and the transparency with all the shares today. Took lots of notes. Look forward to connecting more offline.
Awesome. All right, John. I know it's the last few minutes for you. What's your thoughts?
Me?
Yes, John. Yes.
Oh, I think it's a great group. I apologize, I was late. I had talking to this big organization. They have 1 million small businesses they want me to start working with. And, you know, I was trying to get them off the phone, you know, but anyway, I couldn't shut them up. But in any case, no, it's great to meet you. And it's great to be around open-minded, progressive folks, and looking forward to getting to know everybody better.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I am so happy that you guys were here today. Just your presence give us a lot of blessings. And John, definitely we will need to talk one-on-one. So please put all your contact information on the chat and give yourself time to schedule, meet, follow up. Okay. Don't forget, one-on-one meetings is good. Follow up is really amazing. And then collaborate is like the best. So make sure you do all of those three things. All right, so go ahead and put your information. All right, it's coming in. And John, I would encourage that you connect with all of them, since you know, there's a lot of opportunities of working with all of them.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. I just want to say that each of you have a hidden million in your businesses. And if you give me 45 minutes, I'll show you exactly where it is.
Okay. I like that. Okay, cool. And I'm also going to put my information. If you wanted to give me a call, you can text me, you can email me, you can message me on social media. I am everywhere. And if you have a special request in terms of your business, you can talk to me about it, and who knows what I can do for you.
I'll say one more thing. If each of you just request it, I'll send each of you a free copy of my #1 best-selling business book.
Ooh, how
For
about
free.
John? You gotta come out to California. What city are you in, John?
Well, I'm either in Miami, Chicago, or Vegas, but I will be out in LA 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. I'm presenting 4 presentations to hundreds of business owners on those dates out in LA.
Are you gonna give us a VIP sitting tickets?
Well, autographs are available for a small fee. So of course, you can join anytime.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Especially, you know, we were here and we didn't have you until last minute.
No problem.
So anyway, okay, well, that is awesome. Thank you so much, John. You know, definitely connect with all of us. And this is a Fire Up Connect business networking group. We meet twice a week, and it's a membership. We would love for you to consider being a part of us. being a member and collaborate with a lot of our members, okay? We do a lot of things. We do radio talk show, TV show, magazine. I do a lot of real estate land development projects. I work with Paul on his expensive project, $95 million project. So find out, John, about his project, because that might be something that, you know, you could definitely work with him. Okay.
Sure, sure.
All right. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Have an amazing weekend. And please come back. Jessica, let me know if you want to join Fire Up Connect. I would love for you to be a member, and we can definitely work together and help and rock the world, right? So that's what we want. Okay.
Thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure.
Yes. Oh, by the
Oh.
way, Paul is going to be in the Real Men of Real Estate hosting the Real Men of Real Estate
Wow.
radio show. Woo!
Marie,
All right.
you are awesome. It's like Marie already is putting people in place. So, hey, that's great that you see that in me.
We're
Because
doing
I did not know
Volunteering
that. So,
you, yeah.
Fire Connect radio talk show, and I have people also starting that too. So it's going to be awesome. You know, to be honest with you, life is good if you
Mhm.
have great people and have fun and have energy. I mean, you know, it makes every second so much fun. I mean, that's what life is about. And you got to mix that with business. Oh my God, it's big party. I mean, it's really good stuff.
Good for you, Marie. That's awesome.
Have an amazing day, you guys. Have a great weekend and have fun and make lots of money, you guys. All right.
Take good
Got it.
care, Marie.
Leave the
Bye, everyone.
chat.
Thank you, everyone, for sharing your life.
Bye.
Bye,
Have a good
everyone.
day.
Have a great weekend.
I'm going to reach out
Leave
to
the
you,
chat.
John, for your book.
Sounds good. Please do.
Fantastic.
Great
Have fun,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you again, Marie.
Thank you. You're welcome.